shit goes downhill. You would think guys would fucking pick up their game. And
they're not going to have a $39 million cap hit for a guy who's not there. Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. My guy is going to be with us for about 10 more minutes. Ken Davis, as we welcome the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, who will be in the Shy rather soon, baby. Rather soon.
Right.
He's from the Tape Never Lies Network. You can find him on Twitter. I'm sorry, at IG. I always do that because we always do Twitter. At Instagram at Phil_Toshin. Our boy, the draft doctor, P. Diddy himself, Phil Toshin. Phil, what's up, Papa?
What's up? Two of my guys, man. What's up? How are you guys ready?
Man,
real
Football
quick.
Kicked off. Go ahead, real quick. I love that's
fantastic,
my
fantastic work on Riley's video that you did.
Thank you.
Oh,
it definitely pulled on my heartstrings. Shout out to Riley and the Marshalls, but fantastic work, Phil. I'm sure it was a labor of love, man. Shout out to you for always being a down dude.
I appreciate that, Kenneth. You know, we preach that. That's why I'm with my guy Shawn and you. You know, you don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. Family and that extension of family. You know, there's two parts to it. Some people say you can't choose your family. You can choose your friends, though. So to get to that point is where I'm at with you guys. And doing that video and having all those people reach out to be a part of that, including you two gentlemen, just means a lot. And I know it meant a lot to Shane and his family, and now to everybody within the TTNL brotherhood. And that's where we're going to go with it all season. I keep doing my 100 push-ups every day to F cancer, and I just continue to do it from now until whenever. I'm just gonna keep rocking and rolling because, in all seriousness, life is, you get one life, and life is too short. I think Too Short said that.
I was about to say that's what jumped in my head. Too short. Life is too short.
Would you agree? While I'm living my life, don't F with me.
That was awesome, man. That really did. When I see it all together, it was like, wow, all the people that reached out and everybody, and I can imagine everyone was just like, oh, hell yeah, I'll do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and, big shout out, like you said, Ken, big shout out to the Marsall family, and our thoughts and prayers are definitely with them in this tough time. And this, as they know now, Riley knows that they got, as I said in my piece, you got people all over the country, all over the world who are pulling for you. So
definitely,
that's awesome.
Speaking of the world, I just had the play-by-play announcer for Liverpool over and across the pond. He reached out to me to send his love to Riley.
Wow.
Whatever. He's a big fan of TTNL and Shane. And so it's amazing the reach of positivity when you're transparent with things, like Shawn, you said in your video, and Ken and yours, everybody rises together, just like the tide. So Riley's strong, and we'll continue to push that out there into the universe. So hopefully the positive news continues to come back to us.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about a little football that started last night, and what an amazing game that was. And I was telling Ken earlier, you talk about envious. I was envious as a mother, and that was for both quarterbacks. And I'm not a big Dak fan at all. I was like, wow.
Me neither.
And this dude, Ken said it. That's a hell of a way to start off opening weekend on a Thursday night, dude. And now we're trying to figure out what are we gonna get. And Ken and I, we talked, and I said, it doesn't matter where you start though, Phil. It doesn't matter if you talk about the holes in the offensive line. It doesn't matter if you talk about will Robert Quinn come back to play. It doesn't matter if you talk about the wide receiver, running back. It all comes back to that grubby little fingered Mother Hubbard, and that's Matt Nagy.
Yeah, you look at last night, and I called him a quarterback vampire, and Tom Brady, because you just can't even. If you've never coached or played, you just don't have the understanding. It's almost like the performance is taken for granted because it's expected. But the reality is when you pull back, and I was talking to my 7-year-old son, and I'm just like shaking my head. He's like, why are you shaking your head? It's because of what you said, Ken. I'm just envious that you watch them, and he's sitting in the pocket dime after dime after dime, and he just gets it. I mean, even the throws that got tipped a little bit, if Davis is, I don't know if they're off they don't have their rhythm together. He seems to be Brady and the receiver over there.
Evans,
thank you.
Yeah.
I called him Davis. Evans, thank you.
Mike Evans, yeah.
Mike Evans. I don't think they have a good rhythm, but Evans needs to be like focused, because
he does.
He can, if he ups his focus, he's making these catches off tip ball. I mean, Brady's just dealing out there in Dallas. Dak Prescott did.
The problem with Evans Evans is that he was him and Goodwin were so used to being the man, the guys. You're coming to me. You're coming to us. Tom's like, nah, dude, I'm going to who's open. I'm going to who the mismatch is. So, F who you think you are. I'm Tom Brady, and I'm here to win. And if that means your number of catches drop and we become more productive, then your number of catches drop. And he's got to understand that. And it's tough for a lot of wide receivers are divas.
Yes.
And when you're used to being that diva, being that dude, right? And now all of a sudden you're not that dude because that dude just came in and is your starting quarterback now. And what can you say? You can't go up against them. You can't yell at them. You can't bitch and moan, because people are like, okay, well, you know what? You continue to bitch and moan. I'm going to continue to hit Goodwin, Gronk, and
Antonio Brown. Yeah.
Brown.
And
that's you watch these offenses, and this is like the Navy SEALs versus the Merchant Marine Corps. It's like Matt Nagy's going to throw out. It took 4 years. We got to know the whys. Tom Brady goes in there. I just want to know what we're doing, who's on my team, and then I'll understand the offense. Because to your point, Shawn, and I know Chris Collinsworth was making a big deal about it, and maybe it's true. Going down the football field obviously is a Bruce Arians cultural thing, but he goes down the football field to open up what's underneath. Tom Brady doesn't think, he just goes. And that's where, okay, to your point again, you guys are on it. Going deep. I want to go deep. Nope. I check down. There it is in a matter of seconds. So then you get the biggest amount of plays. Offenses shouldn't take 4 years to figure out. This isn't Chinese arithmetic. This is football. If you're taking 4 years to do it, then you're going to school to be a surgeon. And that's really not the reality here. Let's just get it right here. It just makes me, it's the truth. I'm not a real life doctor. I just play one on TV. But the reality is this kind of propaganda that the Chicago Bears give us. And I love you too, because you guys laugh hard at my jokes. But the reality is the joke is so funny because it's true.
Right.
And I called them the corporate Bears. That's what it's standing for. Everything they do is to shine their ass with numbers. We got season ticket. We got this. We got fans coming. Let's watch two guys. Let's bring them in and pretend we're cutting them, but really tell them that they've made the team. Let's put that out there. Isn't that a nice story, Ken? This is the corporate Bears way. Whereas what really happened is you cut about 15, 25 other guys that had their hearts broken. Show that. I want to see the tough love going on. I don't see it. Matt Nagy's a fraud, and you're 100% right, Shawn. Offense, I already know the score of this game. I already know what's going to happen. I want to be proven wrong. I knew the Cowboys would go out there and really protect their quarterback and make sure Dak played well, and Dak, you do the rest, and Dak did it. There's a common theme, guys. Offenses are going to be behind when it starts the season, right? Well, Tampa and Dallas put an end to that. Good coaching, preparedness, all the things that Nagy's trying to say, it takes action. So on Sunday night, in front of the nation, we're all going to see the true colors of the team. And the three of us will do our due diligence. We'll know the whys and we'll explain those. And unfortunately, the coach is still asking why. And I think the city of Chicago should be asking Ted and George why. Why is this guy still the coach? I have no faith in Matt Nagy. Again, prove me wrong. I've been saying this for 4 years now, and I've been correct at every juncture, despite the blog boys' rewriting of history. You can go right back and look at it. And right now is the same thing. Politics over the performance. Sam Mustipher is my biggest concern on offense going into this game. It ain't Andy Dalton. It's the center. Because if he can't freaking fire out, Aaron Donald, again, they're going to find ways. If they're doing their homework over there, Raheem Morris, I took him on his recruiting visit at Hofstra. True story. If he's doing his homework, he's watching his former boy, he knows we're going to just put Donald head up in a zero tech right on that center, and I'm going to force you to double team him, and that's going to open up everything else defensively. So let's see how Mr. Nagy does it. I heard you guys earlier. I was trying to check in, and you were talking a little football, and I hope Ken's right, that this guy goes out there and understands that if your preparedness is to have the excuse, well, we got behind, so we had to throw football, then you're not doing it right. Your goal should be, we want to run the football to help our whole entire offense. And I just don't see that being the Matt Nagy heartbeat, if you will.
Proof's in the pudding. The proofs this is what we've seen for will be going on 4 years. So we'd be stupid. The analogy I use basically, we'd be stupid to believe we're going to see something different. And you're just going to have to show it, because you've proven that you hate to run the football. And it's just not even a joke. It's serious that you don't think it shows off your quote unquote intelligence on the offensive side of the ball to run the football, which is silly, because running the football could benefit you trying to develop your offense properly if you knew what you're necessarily doing. You're skipping the fundamentals.
Yes.
Listen, the Bears have the offensive line is a question, and also whoever's playing opposite Jalen Johnson. They still have enough talent that we should think they have a chance to win this game, and I don't think any of us believe they do. And that goes back to Matt Nagy, because offensively, I'm gonna use the first curse word today. I've heard saying on the show, he's gonna fuck up. Yeah, I mean it's just. And listen, if he comes out there and he runs that damn ball, let's just say that the score isn't out of hand. He runs that ball about 28 times. I'll take. Listen, he'll have to do it at least about 8 more times this season. But then I'll say I'm wrong. I'm wrong, and he has grown, and he has really looked in the mirror and noticed the things that he does that are incorrect from the past. But he has to do it, and he hasn't showed the willingness to do it, because listen, the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expect a different outcome. It would be insane for Matt Nagy not to think, and I always give you props, Phil, for being the first person that I know that was talking about David Montgomery was a stud. You got David Montgomery. Dude, you should be wearing the wheels off of this young man. And it's not fair to running backs, being on the show with 2 running backs, but you're supposed to exploit them. All right? That's how the NFL is built, basically, to exploit a running back and just wear the tires off of him.
Totally agree.
Let him and Damian Williams run this rock, even if it's 2 yards in a cloud of dust. You're going to end up throwing yourself into interceptions. All right. You're going to end up turning over the damn ball, trying to show how intelligent you are. Just play fundamental football. You're not, sometimes you got to know you're not that crafty. Like, for instance, me, I'm not a great liar. You know what I'm saying? I don't lie that much to be like, some people be like, damn, you really went through all that for that lie. Like, damn, you are efficient at lying. I know I'm not a great liar, right? So I know if I have to lie, I really need to be thinking about something if I'm going to lie, because it just doesn't come natural to me. Listen, offensive play calling does not come natural to Matt Nagy. It's the truth. I mean, the fact that, and I'll get out here after this rant, the fact Matt Nagy, and this is what irritates me the most, could have lied and said, this is still my offense, but let Bill Lazor run the damn thing. He could have lied, and Bill Lazor wouldn't have said nothing. All right? He could have lied. Or he could say, we're doing it together. How about this? We're doing it together. I will have some say in this, but me and Bill are doing it together. You saw what Bill Lazor did. Yes, there were lesser teams, but that's how an offense is supposed to be run. That's the rhythm. That's the, and so it's just mind blowing. And I'm going to get this is my worst part. You just talked about all this. We just had this fun talk about basketball. We talked about the Blackhawks. We talked about the White Sox, just bringing joy. I feel like this one game, this game is going to start off, and I'm going to be pissed, and I feel like that's going to run through the whole season. And it's like, so I feel like my happiness that I have right now is going to be gone. And then I have to come on these shows and talk. And the more you talk, the angrier you start to get. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're living it. Yeah, it's like, why am I going through this? And that's what I feel like Sunday night is going to be the beginning of this year, me being agitated by what Matt Nagy is doing on the field.
I'm right there with you. Nobody gets more fired up than me. People tune in right after the game, Bears Hour Live, for my rant right after the final whistle on our network, because I'm going to be truthful in it. And it's unfortunate, but I just think this football coach, listen, as Shawn has pointed out, he didn't call plays long enough. Mm-hmm. He's never been a head coach. All these boxes that you have to check off to ride the ladder to get to that position, he skipped. It was like Chutes and Ladders landing on the freaking, the candies, whatever the fuck it is. He just skipped the whole thing. So, yep, he just went up to the top. He landed on the right spot. And listen, I don't make this script up. It is what it is. So for us to know the lane, for Rick Riggs right there to know it, for Kenneth to go through a rant right now and know that that's the way. You would think after being handed this position and 3 years of fucking it up, as you would say, you would have some soul searching, some time with your family or your wife to say, hey, honey, you really need to run the ball and really find that groove there. But as a head coach, as well as a play caller who's never had a history of doing both ever, the job in above itself is so difficult for him. Like my father said, you got to be a really good head coach to do both play calling and coaching at the same time. Like, you got to have a lot of experience, because you got to know how to communicate with each person individually as well as a group together. We had Ryan Nall on our show, confirmed to my concerns in year 3. I kid you not. We could pull the clip with Ivan. Hey, yeah, this year he's talking about Coach Nagy. He put us all in the big room and we watched the film together finally. And this was week 8 of year 3. And he was holding us accountable, calling it, oh, by the way, what I call my video series, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I kid you not. This audio is there. And I'm like, what? That's the first goddamn thing I do as a head coach. Right on the first preseason game, everybody's in there. We're watching it together. and look at this guy and look at that. And then, of course, you point out the positives. But the reality is, in human, as well as football, as well as basketball, the human being learns best from their mistakes. That's where you learn. This is not what you want to do. This is what, and this guy just hasn't done it.
Dude. And the thing is, the key to anybody that hasn't played any sports, most of us on here that are watching have played sports. The thing is, that humiliation makes you not want to do that again.
Exactly.
When you get, there's nothing worse than seeing your ass get trucked or something taking place on film, and the whole team's like, "Oh!" And look, or they even remember it during the game, and they're waiting to see it on the film. Like, it's nothing that'll make you be like, I'm never going to do that again after being embarrassed and everyone seeing what you did. Also, it helps other people not to make the same mistake that you made, because they don't want to end up on the film doing the same thing. So for you to say that he just did that in year 3,
I didn't say it. I'm telling you that
what are you hiding? Like, are you what?
I'm telling. I have
you're
a theory.
hiding something. You're hiding
when
something.
When you talk about the lack. And that's the thing, was that you talk about lack of accountability. So, like, where did you learn how to coach? Because coaching is about accountability, okay? Because those 53 men on that roster are looking up to you to lead them, and you and your staff to lead them and put them in the right position. And if not, and if they don't do that, you lose. And if you don't do what they say because you trust them, then you're going to lose. So why they haven't done that is beyond me. I mean, we do it. You've done it in high school. I do it now where I'm coaching now. I do it. We do it. We have film sessions now, and on Mondays after the games, and like, okay, see what you did, and when we're correcting them, why he hadn't done that. I don't get how he got that gig. It just boggles my mind.
Oh, you know why he got it. We're gonna see Sunday. We see him Sunday. Why he got it? It's Sean McVay. Everyone wants to do what somebody else did. Sean McVay was the hot new sexy, and Ryan Pace thought he was going to get a Sean McVay when this dude maybe called plays for 3 games for all we know.
Exactly.
With Andy, listen, I'm gonna be honest. What's the Eric Bieniemy, right?
Eric Bieniemy.
Listen, with Bieniemy.
Look, this is the thing. I'll be honest with you. I don't want anybody that was necessarily coaching under Andy Reid offensively, because I don't know what you did. And I'm just being even with him, because I hear people like, well, let Matt Nagy go and bring in Bieniemy. My first thought is, hold up, no, don't do that. Because, and even though Bieniemy, I'll say this, Bieniemy has at least been on had that position for like 3 to 4 years now. So at least he is involved, and maybe he is calling the plays. Matt Nagy had it for perhaps part of the season. Yeah, but still, when you're under such a break, Andy Reid is one of the smartest offensive minds in football ever. All right, he's got to be in the top 5. He has to be like number 5 behind Bill Walsh, depending on if you think about Belichick, even though he's a defensive guy, but just knowing football in its entirety and what he knows. But he's a top 5 guy, and to have someone offensively under him, I don't know what Andy Reid is doing and allowing you to do. So I'm good on the Kansas City coordinator, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? That's just my feeling in general. But to answer your question, I want to know your theory though, Phil, on why he waited this long with before the Ryan Nall clip is played.
The theory is he, unlike Bill Belichick, Parcells, Jimmy Johnson, and the guys that have established themselves, go back in history, wants to come in and be friends with the players. His functioning had nowhere to stand on. So his experience, to your point, was an unknown. It was an unknown, but it was showcased that he was still not ready to be a head coach. So his plan was, I'm going to go in there and get these guys to like me. I'm going to make a BU philosophy, because I know these young guys, the hip hop and the freaking video games, they want to be themselves, and I'm going to give them that, and I'm going to be their friends. I'm going to do that. So how can I hold them accountable? Going back to your point, Kenneth, I'll say this. I've had at least 15, 20 kids that I coached come back to me, and their most memorable thing about being coached by me was me embarrassing them in front of their peers. It's not what they did on the field. It's not that. It's like, thank God you did that to me, it made me a better person. I went and attacked the game different. I didn't want to be on that film getting my balls broken
in
with
front of
Coach Phil
everybody,
in front of all of my buddies. And that is the peers thing is the only power a guy has when players are getting paid. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get this knowledge on some fucking blog boy's story. I'm telling you, and there's a coach above me right here in Shawn. He'll tell you the same thing. And you, Kenneth, played, and you put it in perfect form. If you close your eyes, there's a moment in all of our lives where we got friggin' obliterated or embarrassed. And I knew it was coming with my dad. He was going to make, especially as his son, he's going to make an example. I'm not going to bypass my son.
Get any special treatment to Phil? Of course.
I got it the worst.
You got it worse.
I got it the worst. And thank God he did. So it's the same thing. The tape never lies. It's because my father said that. That's how the network and the name came into birth because of that. And it just infuriates me that me, you, Kenneth, live and die. And Kenneth, I'm right with you. I already know my blood is going to be boiling with every freaking personnel decision, every third down, everything until he proves me differently. My expectation is this guy's going to fuck it up because that's all I've ever known from him. And
that's all he's ever done.
That's all he's ever done.
That's all he's ever done.
I think this is the guy that took Jordan Howard out on 3rd and 2 and put Tariq Cohen in.
That's when I lost him. When you stopped using my guy Jordan Howard, like you did. What?
It's like, come on, man. You know it's 4 down territory. Give Jordan the ball twice. Set the tone.
Yeah.
He doesn't get these moments of teaching, and it's unfortunate. It'll be you for 4. Go ahead.
Phil, we got the clip of your of Ryan Nall that you talked about.
Perfect.
So we're gonna play that for a quick second.
1 second.
So Ryan, when you guys come off a tough game, take the fans and take Phil and I into the tape room. How much accountability is there from the coaching staff to you guys? Now, if they go out and they see the left tackle with completely on her block or not do what he's supposed to doing, is he getting his ass called out publicly in front of the entire room every week?
It's funny that you kind of brought it towards that. We do this thing, and this year was the first, with Coach Nagy, at least in my time being there, was the first year that we've done it. Yeah. Where
he talked about that publicly. Yeah, he did. Oh yeah.
Yeah. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
And team meeting Tuesday morning or Wednesday morning, whenever it is. All of us, the whole team in there, coaches, strength staff, everybody's in there. And we go through and we put the good plays on there, the bad plays on there, the great plays on there, and the ugly plays on there. And no one's pointing fingers, all this and that, but everyone can see it as a team and to get that sense of accountability to make you want to be like, all right, I'm letting my guys down. They see what I did wrong. How can I change it next time? And I love that because no one's, shit happens in football. We all know, every play is not going to be a perfect play. Something's going to happen. But when it does click and you do get that one couple great plays that he puts on there, the energy in the room does get lifted, and then vice versa. When you get them shitty plays on there, especially coming after a loss, it's like, damn, like that one block, or like, damn, that one gap assignment, whatever it may be, it really makes you want to play for your teammates that much more. So,
how is Nagy the man? Obviously, we see what have you, who calling plays. Obviously, I'm sure Shane is going to ask you that, but the guy, is he an in-your-face expectation of you in private, or just to double back on this? Obviously, the first time he's done it, he's never been a head coach before, so he's learning on the job here, right? So accountability, as you said, you like that.
Yeah.
I think it's so imperative that you hold everybody accountable in front of everyone, but in person, how does he deliver the message of expectation to each and every player on offense, especially? Is that something that he delivers home to you, like his expectation of you?
Yeah, I mean, he's like it says on the screen, keeping it 100. You know, if you fuck up, he'll tell you to your face. If you do a great job, he'll tell you to your face. You know, he's not going to sugarcoat anything, but at the same time, he's not going to be a dick about it. You know, he's gonna be just honest, and that's what we expect from him, and that's what he also expects from us. So, I mean, there's multiple times where he meets with the leaders on the team, and he says, what's going on? Like, what do you guys like in between the coaches? Like, what needs to change? What am I doing bad? Is there anything I need to change? Shit like that. And
right.
So I think he's trying to do, like you said, learn on the job and do the best that he can to have that open, honest communication. And if expectations aren't being met, then he is going to let you know about it.
I'm impressed that Ivan pulled that up so quick. Jesus.
Guys, that clip was courtesy of our boy Phil and the Tape Never Lies Network. And the thing that you said when he said the last part is what got me, and what should get all of you watching. When he said, "Well, what he's trying to do,"
exactly.
No, you know he's trying to learn as he goes along, which means you say that when someone screws up and like, oh well, you know what he's doing, he's what he's trying to do, he's learning. No, he's not learning. That shows you he doesn't belong. He doesn't need this job, not to try to franchise. Right?
Exactly.
You want to go coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 5-7 years ago, 10 years ago, before they got really, you know what I mean? Okay, go cut your teeth on something like that. Go cut your teeth on one of those things. But this, and to me, like there was an article in the Sun Times the other day talking about the speed of the Bears. We play on grass in October, November. It's gonna get muddy. What the hell? What the fuck is speed gonna do for us then? That's not Nagy, but that's just the whole organization.
The corporate Bears.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, and it's frustrating, man. Because I told Ken, Phil, I can see this Bears team. I can see them being in first place, second place, third place, or last place in the division.
Not worse than the Lions. Not worse than the Lions.
The sad part is DeAndre Swift is going to catch that ball in the end zone this year.
That is true.
And now we're like, they lost to the
Lions. Just film yourself if it's coming down to the wire versus the Lions.
Yes.
So we can all play our reactions if that happens. Jesus Christ.
Hey Ken, I know you got to go.
We kept Ken on. We kept Ken on.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
I'm Ken's wife's worst enemy.
I enjoy it, so I had to stay. You two, man, listen, I guess we'll be talking Sunday night through text messages or something.
Yes.
Please enjoy yourself before the game. Get in as much time as you can of having some good times, because I just got a feeling, man, we about to go through something. I hope I'm wrong.
You have a prediction? Do you have a predicted score?
You know what? I don't know if it's going to be garbage points or empty calories. Okay. I think the Bears only lose by 5 to 7 points. But I feel like it may be empty calories, though. And maybe the game has been out of hand, and really the Rams have folded up, and the Bears may sit there and score a touchdown or 10 points that really didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? When in the long scheme of things.
So I predicted 35-10 Rams.
Woo!
Yeah, that's how much.
If that happens,
and I have a defensive touchdown. I predicted. As a bold predict by Roquan. By Roquan. So this guy comes out and gets 3 points with his offense. That's my prediction. I feel confident in that prediction too. I don't want to be right. Like, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right.
I want to be right.
I don't want to be right, but that's what I'm serious. But
cheering against Nagy is wrong. I want to be right.
Hey, he makes it hard to cheer for him. He makes it
Facts.
hard to cheer for
Really,
him, man.
he really does. Hey, Ken, thanks, Papa. We appreciate it. I know you got to run. You got tons of work
Yeah,
to
I
do.
love you, Ken.
And,
Love you back, man.
how
Y'all
you
have a
on-
good one,
how
man. Be
you on,
safe. Everybody out there, be safe.
Cool. Yeah, we'll see you on
Cool,
Monday,
cool.
Papa. Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
Phil. So it's gonna be fun, man. So it's it like I said, it can't go anywhere except for him. Like I want to talk about the wide receivers. Like, okay, we got A-Rob, we got Darnell Mooney, we got the Bird, we got Goodwin, we got we have these speedsters and guys that we're excited to see. Oh, but is he going to run the ball? Is he going to, or is he just going to throw it 50 times? Is he going to throw it 50 times and get the quarterback killed because now the linemen are going backwards 50 times a game as opposed to going forward? Phil, I'm going to tell you what happened on Sunday. We had a game on Sunday. It was a scrimmage game. Was it the scrimmage game? Yeah, it was a scrimmage game. At Concordia. No, it was actually game 1 of the season. It was Concordia University in Wisconsin. All right. And our offensive coordinator is a guy named Mike Blair, who he went to Ball State and played for the Packers and the Chiefs. He's bounced around.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some, and he's trying to throw the ball, and our offensive lineman they're not that good. That's what you go to a prep school for, is to get better, And at one point I'm like Mike, I'm like, Coach, just run the ball. Just run it down to God bless the throw, because we got big guys. I'm like, let's get these guys moving forward. Okay. I said, these guys, I'm talking about Concordia, like they're waiting to see what we did. They're waiting to see how we came out. Okay. And when we didn't come out and punch them in the mouth, play 1. Okay. And we were throwing the ball. They're like, oh, okay, fine. We have a chance. And we gave them hope. Can't give people hope like that. You got to come out. And we started running the ball, dude, it was just amazing. We got stud running backs. And our offensive linemen are these guys are on skates going backwards. And that's what I need this thing to do, because once you put him on skates, now I can see Justin Fields not playing very much and having Andy Dalton, because Andy Dalton's not going to screw up. Andy Dalton's he's a safe guy. And I don't mean a game manager. He can win you games, but he'll be fine if we run the ball. And that's what I hope. And all I can do is hope, Phil, because I don't know, man. I really don't. I'm scared. I'm like, oh, man, he doesn't need to be throwing the ball 45 times, dude. He doesn't. We don't need it.
I hope I'm with you. Unfortunately, it's the talk of anybody that knows the game of football. That's the conversation.
It has to be.
I don't remember ever wondering how the coach is going to coach. That's how backwards the Bears are. Think about it. I'm serious. Even with Tressman, it was like you were curious when his first year of how, and then, you saw them put together some offense. You can say whatever it is you want about Tressman, but the reality was you saw some offense and an understanding running the ball was going to be important. With this guy, it's a potpourri, if you will, of questions. It's like Easter with the freaking basket of questions instead of candy for these kids. I just, even with Shawn Desai, you want to see Shawn Desai be aggressive and do the things you think he should do. But again, you don't know.
You couldn't stop Mitch.
Oh,
and,
God.
You can't stop Mitch. And our guy Michael's like, well, they're playing, straight vanilla. I'm like, well, that's his fault, because this is still a football game.
Well, I agree with you, because I think in that case, when you have, and people cannot agree with this, but for me, if you want to change a culture and you want to change energy, you change the attitude. Don't go out there, play vanilla in preseason. Know the story and the city and all of the critics. You had a guy turning off the television because he was worried about the critics. So don't ignore it. Go out there and be intent on not letting Mitch be successful.
Bingo.
Come back here. Now you set the tone for your team while you're aggressively analyzing the talent on the football team. That's what a head coach does, because you control your team's destiny and the attitude Every one of those defensive guys probably wanted to freaking beat Mitch and then shake his hand afterwards. You tap into that and you understand. And then again, these are blog boys that have never played football will tell you it doesn't matter. Well, I've seen games in a preseason set the tone for the season many a times in my life. So I could tell you, confidence does stream over and go over into the season. So he didn't do a good job with the quarterback competition. That should have been, because your plan, as Ken put it last week on the show, was Andy Dalton. Oh, until you lucked into Justin Fields. Now you got Justin Fields. Any promise you made, anything you did goes by the wayside, and you go back to what it is you stood in front of the podium to the media, the fans, and hopefully your team. That no matter where you come from, no matter what school or how much money you make, the competition that goes every day out in that practice field as well as the scrimmages is going to matter who plays or who stays or goes. Matt Nagy maybe is doing that with every other position except quarterback, and thus you lose your whole locker room when everybody knows who should be playing and you're not playing them. It's just a fact. So he's made every decision coaching-wise incorrectly, including, thank you, Ivan. You know how much I love and appreciate Ivan for pulling that clip just to double down on the backwardness and the unprepared. Is that how you say it? The unpreparedness of Coach Matt Nagy when it comes to being a head coach, blog boys. It's right there going into year 4. Ryan Nell is telling you in year 3 at the midway point, we've done something different this year. We're actually holding everybody in a room watching tape together. That's a bad. I can't say it anymore.
You know, this guy. This is going to be interesting. Like I want to talk a little bit real quickly about this defense. Like I'm excited for Khalil Mack. I'm excited for Robert Quinn. I'm excited for Roquan Smith. I'm excited for his freaking guy next to him and Alec Ogletree getting the start.
Oh, dude, that was huge.
You got 2 stud linebackers.
Georgia boys.
Yes, he is.
Both
and you know,
of them.
And Danny Trevathan, you better watch it when you come back, dude. Because if these two jokers are flying around like we've seen them fly around, like you might play sparingly and might not be on his team next year because the way that they played. Alec Ogletree came in with his hair on fire. I mean, he played. You know, he had, I think it was 3 picks in the first 2 practices. You know, and like 5 in the first 4 practices.
Yes.
Like this dude came in on a mission. After he was out of shape, he came back. He was in shape, and they saw him lost 20, 30 pounds. And this guy is, you know, one of the guys that I wanted back in the day when he was getting drafted. But now we have him, and this is what I want. I want to see this defense. I want to see, you know, the games that Shawn Desai can play. Hopefully, he was being too conservative and not attacking. But again, for me, I have to see it. I had to see that attitude. Like I said, you know, because all it could have taken was 1 blitz to get to Mitch and knock him on his ass and say, hey, just so you know what, we see what you're doing and we don't really like it. And that didn't, just to stop the bleeding.
I totally agree. I would have done everything in my power to embarrass Mitch Trubisky. I don't give a shit. Yep. I coached him. I love the kid. It's my job. And I have a job to go aggressive. Everybody's seen every goddamn blitz. There's nothing new. You're not hiding anything in the NFL. You're just being aggressive to stop that. So if, you know, the throwback tight end to Jesse James play and what's his name, the coach down in Miami's like throwing his arms up like, what the freak? He's running that play here? Yeah. I'm running it. I'm running every thing I can do to make my guys build confidence. If it means I'm fucking going in the 46 defense and coming after Mitch, then we're doing that too. It would be all about that. But to your point, this is another thing, Shawn. I have to ask the question, would Ogletree be starting if Danny wasn't hurt? I hope the answer is yes, because he outplayed him. This is the kind of messages you have to send to a professional football team to a Pop Warner football team with the mom who thinks her son is great.
I
No.
pay for a personal trainer. Well, he's
Yes.
wasting money, honey. Sorry.
Yes, exactly. You okay? Let's get Tommy in the game. No, you play the best to win. I know Herm Edwards jumps out at everybody. He's right. You play to win the game.
The game to win.
Yes. If you don't, then you shouldn't be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. If your goal is what Kenneth said, to be the smartest or appear to be, then you have the wrong goals. I'll go back to this. Vita Vea, the Tampa Bay defense, they're flying around. They're destroying the Cowboys. And Dak is standing in there and playing football. At the end of the day, the guy that says, well, we don't want to get Justin Fields hurt because of the Ram and Aaron Donald, then you're not playing to win the game. That's what it's all about. It's not rocket science, like I said at the beginning, and it's not chutes and ladders. You can't skip. You got to learn by playing it. So you play the best, you get the best. What I saw, one last point last night that I hope I see from the Chicago Bears, especially on defense, is I saw both defenses going and playing that game with passion and pride. Yes, you're going to make mistakes in football, but make them full speed. Make them aggressively. Don't go out there half-assing, trotting, arm tackling, all these things we saw in the preseason. So everything about this football team is let me tell you, there might not be a more talented front seven, especially with those two Georgia boys in the middle linebackers. There might not be. But it's how you use those players. That's where the coach comes in. And Desai has a lot to prove come this Sunday night in front of the nation. You're going to find out. Now, is the story over there? No. But unfortunately, this is not a brand new coach. Chicago media, this is not a new coach. Don't just assume this guy isn't on the hot seat. Don't give him the free pass. You have a responsibility. Mark Grody, Shawn's boy, Adam Johns.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. Adam Hogue, all of you that get to stand there, unlike me and Shawn, and pepper this guy and Ted Phillips and the fallacy of the corporate Bears. You got to hold it. This is year 4. I don't give a shit about Justin Fields. You don't get more years to ruin somebody. Think about it like that. If your daughter's married to a guy that's a piece of shit, oh, next year it's going to be all right. We're going to give him another year. No. Yeah, he bought him a ring. He bought her a new ring. No, you're a dad. Step in there. And that's really for all the dads out there as football season gets on their way. We got to hold this guy's feet to the fire. Hopefully you guys come over and check out TTNL because I know we will. And I know my boy Shawn, Ivan, Kenneth, and Maya over here will. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, I hear you, dude. And just think of the linebackers that Shawn Desai has with Robert Quinn, Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, and Alec Ogletree. Dude, how many games and can you play? Because if it's just going to be he better. I'm hoping that he was ultra conservative and too conservative to a fault during the preseason. Because I hope he just release the hounds. Release the hounds.
I agree.
I want
him Kraken.
Dude, I want this shit to the point where the quarterback and it's an old face that we know in Matt Stafford where he's like, Jesus Christ, where the hell are these guys coming from? And we've seen that with back in 2018, there were quarterbacks that were just like, dude, I got the ball, I took 2 steps and there were 2 people in my face. And you can't step up in the pocket, you can't throw the ball, you can't do anything. It's just like a blitzkrieg of defenders, and that's what Shawn Desai has to get back to in getting these guys there. These guys have to play. They got to play at another level. Robert Quinn, you got paid all that money. You need to step up. Khalil Mack's going to step up. Okay, but can you force them to say, okay, well, we can't double team Khalil Mack because Akeem Hicks is now killing people, and now Robert Quinn is destroying people. So let's take one guy off of Khalil Mack every once in a while, and then that's when Khalil Mack goes and sacks people and hurts people, and now you're just screwed. You have more than enough talent in this front seven. I know Eddie Goldman's not playing. I don't believe he's hurt. But you got Tonga, who we saw in preseason can hold his own, and not just hold his own, can thrive in that middle. You got more than enough talent. We're moving Bilal Nichols back to his spot where he was about to have a breakout year. Akeem Hicks.
This team that plays nickel 78% of the time in a league that's in nickel over 70%, 72% of the time. Your nose guard isn't the defining moment. Yeah, first and second down. Now you're getting your pass rushers in. I totally agree with you, man. This is going to be huge. That's going to be a matchup on defense that I think Chicago Bears fans are going to have to watch is the nickel corner. We don't even know. Is it going to be Duke Shelley or the kid number 43? What's his name? Chakri. How do you say his name?
I don't remember.
Christian Marquis.
Something like that.
Marquis. Yeah, Ivan could probably get that name, but I know Barlissimo was
Marquis Christian.
Marquis, yeah. I said it backwards. There you go. Yeah. Marquis Christian.
The Marquis Network.
Yeah, I don't know which one is going to be starting. That's going to be a key matchup on Sunday Night Football. The center position and the nickel corner. I'm not even number 22, Vildor. I'm more concerned with 33 than I am with 22. I really believe in Vildor. Hopefully he shows that, but I really do. I know a lot of people opposite of Johnson. I'm worried about Johnson more than I am Vildor. And then is Eddie Jackson?
Are you worried about health-wise, or just because for me that would be my issue with Johnson is his health, his shoulder.
Well, it's his health and his willingness to tackle. See, what we had with Kyle Fuller is somebody that's not afraid to set the edge. So with Vic Fangio, that became very, very important, is that corner being able to cover that edge so you can do some of these twist games and alleviate inside runs without getting into so much X's with the O's type of stuff. But have a corner be able to do that. Let's see. If Johnson is going to go up there and be physical and play that, that's great. I'll be watching. But Shawn, the talent is there. The talent is there. This dude, though, came in with a reputation and tape that said he could take away the football. I counted 8 drops where plays he should have had interceptions. So hopefully he builds on that and makes those turnovers. And then, of course, he did what he did in college. He got his shoulders injured again. So you said it last week. Kyle Fuller, I think it was Shawn Smith, too. It's, leaving. That was a big loss. So, but I'm more concerned about the nickel. I really am. And Duke Shelley has shown me some good things. So we'll see how that plays out. Eddie Jackson's saying all the right things. Maybe I've seen guys get a number change and really a personality change as well. Mm-hmm. I know you probably have as well. Yeah. It's a weird thing about a number. Most people never talk about it, but I will, like, psychologically. Okay. I got my number. I got me. And they just play different. So let's watch that. Eddie Jackson, this guy was the highest paid safety in the NFL till the dude from Denver got paid.
Yeah.
So let's see what he does, right?
Hey, Phil, great stuff,
yes.
Papa. We got to take off, but Oh. Wow, Phil.
Phil's gone.
Hey, want to thank our guests, guys who chimed in today. Oh, here he's back. He's back. Are you good, Papa? Are you good?
Peace out. I'm out.
Hey, did you leave or did your wife call?
No, that was all of a sudden it just knocked me off. I thought Ivan did it. Like, thought I was on the Apollo getting Kiki Shepard over here.
Hey, that's awesome. Hey, but do me a favor, let everyone know where they can find you, Phil.
Right there. The Tape Never Lies on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram at Phil_Otoshin. You can become a patron right there. thetapeneverlies.com. You're going to want to be doing that this season because every Saturday we're going to have a coaches clinic breaking down the tape as well as my video series. Once the NFL, Shawn, releases these coaches tapes,
All 22.
we're still waiting to hear when that's going to happen. So I won't do my usual breakdowns until that happens because the TV copy isn't worth it. Maybe I could put something together with my boy Barlissimo, who's in the chat, but I need the coach's angle, which is behind the screen. I wish you could choose. I wish you could just choose to watch games that way. It would be phenomenal if they figured this out after 5 decades of football.
Hey,
Man.
great stuff, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Hey,
And,
one last thing, one shameless plug. Mondays with we got the Super 16 Poll Show with Chris Zorich as well on our network. If you love college football, check that out. He told me to say hello to you guys, so I'll plug him.
excellent. Good stuff.
All righty, boys.
All right, Papa. We'll see you next Friday, and I'm sure we'll be texting throughout the game. And
Absolutely.
All right, man.
I think I'll be there. I'll be there on your show Sunday.
Oh, you're coming on okay. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Right.
Excellent. Yeah. So we're having
There
an
you go.
all-day show, and we'll have Phil on there. Excellent. Thanks, Papa. Good stuff.
All right, brother.
All right.
Bye.
Later. Guys, that was Phil Toshin, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. I want to thank all the guests who came in. Ken Davis for coming on, talking all sports with us. Adam Shalafu for talking Bulls with us. Our man Phil Toshin for coming talking Bears with us. And of course, I got to thank this guy right here who makes everything run smoothly. Man, I also want to thank Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Counsel, our social media guy, Maya Kai, my co-host at Absentia, and all of us together put together, allowed to make this a wonderful show. Thank you guys for tuning in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 69-hour break. Actually, no, because we're going to be on Sunday. So talk to them about your show, what time you're starting your show, son. Oh, actually, is your show going to be right around 11? It's got to be like that. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. 11 o'clock's cool. Well, we'll be resetting a time, so it'll be 11 o'clock till probably after the Bears game. Probably we'll do a post game. We'll cover post, pre-post, and even halftime as well. So we'll be there all day. Like I said, come out to Output 1758 West Grand.
Yeah, and then me and Maya, and Ivan are going to be there, and then we'll be doing the Bears pregame. So we'll go on from 6:30 to 7:15.
That's right, Mike. Sorry, I also got the Barely pregame show at 10 o'clock. We'll be doing that.
Okay. So that'll be cool. And we'll be live at Output. As Ivan said, 1758 West Grand Avenue in Chicago. Come on out. He's got a big tent covering the parking lot. So we will be in there doing our thing. Make sure you come out and join us. Check it out. It's going to be a fun time. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. So for Elliot Baez, Clarence Counsel, Maya Kai, and my guy Ivan Vargas.
Yeah, guys. See you guys Sunday. Make sure to check out the Smoke Fellas tomorrow. 11 to 1, and again, come out to Output on Sunday. It's going to be a big show. Bears kickoff. I mean, what more can you want? Wings, beer, Bears. It's heaven, dude.
That's it. I'm telling you, it's going to be off the chain. All right, so for everybody, guys, make sure you follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. We're at Sports Zone Chicago. On Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI. It's Sports Zone Shy. Guys, we got 2 more words for you. See you guys on Sunday. It's going to be awesome. Just those 2 words. Peace out.